Ladies and gentlemen, down on the field, here come the Rams! The New Canaan Athletic Foundation is proud to announce the kickoff of its third major capital campaign, a public-private collaboration between the New Canaan Athletic Foundation and the town of New Canaan. The campaign will raise $5 million focused on renovation of Dunning Stadium, led by an upgrade to state-of-the-art game quality with halftime production lighting and a new high-tech press box. New Canaan has a rich history of private financial support for its athletic facilities, most notably represented by the Dunning and Hawes families. Now is the time to ensure that our athletic facilities infrastructure is competitive with neighboring communities while meeting the expanding needs of our community and its excelling youth. Over 3,000 students from 1,500 families participate in youth sports, with 70% of New Canaan High School students participating in athletics. Year over year, our impressive list of student-athlete college commitments illustrates the vital relationship between academics and sports in New Canaan. Additionally, several of our alumni play in the NFL, the NHL, the MLB, the PLL, and the WPLL. Please contribute to this important campaign by following the link with the QR code. For more information, visit our website and follow us on social media. Now is the time to join the generous donors who have invested in our town and given meaning to NC Pride.
This is David Genovese, founder of Corbin Cares. Corbin Cares Phase 2, in partnership with the Darien Foundation, was launched to support the people who support Darien. Corbin Cares partnered with the Darien Foundation to thank essential workers, teachers, police officers, firefighters, EMTs, town employees, and postal workers who stepped up during the pandemic. Family meals for four were provided by Four Forks, Bodega, Michael Joseph's, 1020 Post, and Parlor Pizza and Wine. Post 53 was treated to a tacos and waffles night with Bodega and the Waffle Cabin. Thanks to countless donors, 910 family dinners for four and 110 posties were served. And the Corbin Cares office was flooded with notes, emails, and letters of gratitude. Thanks to the essential workers and generous donors, you are all that make this community great.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dunning Field. It's the CIAC semifinals with the New Canaan Rams taking on the Darien Blue Wave, a matchup of arch rivals. The Rams are coming out onto the field soon. Darien is out here already, and up in the booth, I am joined alongside by Peter McLean and Brendan Discornia. Peter will be covering the Darien side of things, and Brendan is our resident New Canaan football expert. Peter, how's it looking?
We should have a good one today. When teams that play in the Turkey Bowl meet in the state semifinal, the team that won the Turkey Bowl is 1-3. So an early good thing for the Wave, but that's just history. All that matters today is what happens out there.
Certainly. And Brendan, what can you tell us about New Canaan?
Well, the first time that these two teams met this year was a defensive battle for 4 quarters, a 12-7 game. But from what both these teams showed on Tuesday night, New Canaan against Southington, Darien against Hamden, I'd expect to see a lot more points on the board in this one.
Well, let's take you down to the field. The New Canaan Rams, the home team here, and the higher seed, the number 2 in the CIAC, are lining up at the entrance. And the fan section is going wild. Both teams are coming into this game with a season record of 10-1. New Canaan being the number 2 in the Class Double L, and coached by Lou Marinelli, who is the winningest coach in CT state history for football. And on the Darien side of things, Darien are coached by
Mike
Forget. And this is his first season, as opposed to Coach Marinelli's 40th.
New Canaan has not been 10-1 at any point since 2016, the last time they won state championships. Hopefully that is indicative of things to come, but Darien looking to get in their way.
Certainly, and who can we look for out on the field today for Darien?
Yeah, the big thing in the Turkey Bowl was that Darien could not get Ty Kaminsky going early. Their entire offense has been set up around Ty all year. He'll be dominant out of the backfield, which sets up the passing game. When New Canaan was able to shut him down early in that one, it really poked a hole in Darien's offense. So if they can get Ty Kaminsky going early, things will be infinitely easier for them throughout the game.
And down on the field, the captains will be meeting here for the coin toss. The New Canaan captains are seniors Vin Cognetta, Henry Cunny, Connor Bailey, and Ned Brady. And on the Darien side, we have Miles Drake, Carson Drake, David Ivanchik, and Christian Allegrio.
Are you ready for some high school football?
Darien has won the toss and deferred, just like in the Turkey Bowl.
To begin the contest, the Rams will receive and defend the north goal. All right, singers, stand by.
And we're going to take you down to the field for the playing of the national anthem, sung by some of the singers from New Canaan High School.
To honor America, please rise and join New Canaan students Henry Tate, Clara Bloom, and Peyton Zaleski in the singing of our national anthem. The colors are at the south end of the field.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner for the land of the free and the home of
And Darien deferred, so New Canaan will receive the opening kick. And
Yes, New Canaan has had a lot of speed with their kick returners this year, Brendan.
Well, New Canaan, they were able to come out victorious in the Turkey Bowl, but they were held silent on offense for much of the game, only getting 5 first downs. Last Tuesday night, the offense shined, and we saw a much more prolific passing game from Henry Cunny, and specifically wide receiver Max Alert, who had 114 yards through the air.
Connor Bailey and Alex Benvenuto are key.
Well, we have sophomore Alex Benevento and senior Connor Bailey, the senior captain, lining up here. And Bailey will get it and take it up to the 26-yard line to start off this New Canaan drive.
Jeremiah Stafford doing the kicking off for Darien today thus far. Their normal one, Trevor Herget, is out for personal reasons in this game. So it's Stafford will be taking the kicking, at least the kickoffs for the Blue Wave.
And the Rams offense is out on the field now. Taking a look here at Henry Cunny, he has had a fantastic season, a double threat both in his run game and his passing. He had one of his most complete games last game against Southington, but is stuffed here at the line for a loss of 1.
Jack Barber was in there with a few other Darien players to make that tackle.
Yeah, Darien ready for the run. That's pretty much all they saw in the first meeting between these two. Only 3 completions in that game, so Darien certainly keying in on the run here.
Cunny lining up in shotgun as per usual. Alongside him in the backfield is senior co-captain Vincent Cognetta. Cunny looking left, throwing, and caught by Benevento, the sophomore, for a gain of 6. This is going to bring up a 3rd and 5 situation. Actually going to be spotted at 3rd and 4.
Wide
Cognetta in the
receivers
backfield.
tight to the line.
Cunny rolling out to his right with no one open, and he's going to throw that one up, and that is going to be incomplete. Intended receiver being Jack McPhillips, but the Darien defense was all over him, and this is going to force a punt with junior Ty Groff coming out onto the field.
New Canaan special teams was on point in the Turkey Bowl. They were able to pin Darien deep in their own territory a few times, one time resulting in a safety. We'll see what adjustments Darien have made to deal with him.
This punt, I should say, going high and bouncing around the 37-yard line.
Not much of a roll there, and Darien will have very good field position.
And what can you tell us about this Darien offense, Peter?
Yeah, as I mentioned, it's really important that they get Ty Kaminsky going here early, something they adjusted to in that Turkey Bowl. They started running the ball more with Jeremiah Stafford, and then, of course, at quarterback, as you see on your screen, Miles Drake has had a dominant year, 31 touchdowns, headlining his statistics. He's a key role for Darien.
And this will be a handoff, but it will be stuffed at the line. That one handed off to Jeremiah Stafford, the senior running back.
Stafford had a quiet year for much of the year, but he was really the only Darien player that shined offensively in the game against Darien on Thanksgiving. Certainly bringing a new layer to that offense.
Drake throwing the quick screen here over to Stafford, and he picks up a few yards on this play.
Darien all year has loved their screen passes. It was an adjustment they started making in the second half of the Turkey Bowl, throwing a lot more dump screens when they couldn't get the run game going. Look for them to establish that early here today.
Well, almost an identical situation here for Darien as we saw with New Canaan, 3rd and 4. Big 3rd down conversion coming up for Darien. And Drake is going to hold on to this one under a little bit of pressure and scrambling, but finding the open receiver. And he is taken down, but makes the first down, taken down by Christopher Bopp. And that was Ty Kaminsky on the catch.
Something that has made Miles Drake so dangerous all year is his ability to boot out of the pocket and still be a weapon throwing the ball. That's not a play a lot of quarterbacks can make as Drake finds Kaminsky on the run there.
You're right, Peter. Under pressure there, Miles Drake is a guy who never takes his eyes off his receivers. He always has the pass on his mind.
And here is Stafford breaking away, and he is going to take it all the way into the end zone for a 35-yard touchdown.
Yeah, even I'm guilty of it. Jeremiah Stafford often gets overshadowed by Ty Kaminsky just with the year Ty has had. Jeremiah is a threat within himself from the backfield. As you see, he takes a house call on that one.
New Canaan, they're very good at reading the scouting report. They see Ty Kaminsky, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns against Hamden. They're ready for what he brings to the table, but Stafford going overlooked, as you said, Peter.
And here is Isaac McMullen to kick, and the PAT is good. Darien leading early in this game, 7-0 against the New Canaan Rams.
Yeah, something to keep your eye on, too. And Darien's Tuesday night game against Hamden, they struggled on the extra point. Some were blocked. They ended up going for 2 once or twice. Some were just missed. It's important that Darien converts that because it has not been a free point all year for them.
Well, the weather is much more friendly for kicking today. Tuesday night, cold and windy. Today, a little more mild and less windy.
Certainly, it's a fantastic day here for some December football. And here is the kick from Stafford. This one going to be squibbed and received and taken up to the 36-yard line by Connor Bailey.
Connor Bailey, great field vision as a returner and as a running back, but he's able to take that all the way up to the 37 despite great coverage by the Blue Wave.
This is an important drive for the Rams here, I think. This is a game with the rivalry. There's so much momentum that can swing either way. And after Stafford's run, it's with Darien right now. Let's see if New Canaan can respond on this drive.
Well, the student section for New Canaan certainly thinks that they can. And under pressure is Cunny, but he tosses that one up, and it is caught by Benevento once again for the first down at the 30-yard line.
And that's what was missing for New Canaan so much in the Turkey Bowl. No big completions at all in that game. Longest pass, 16 yards to Walker Blair.
And the quick throw is caught and taken down within the 10-yard line. That's going to be a first and goal for New Canaan.
Max Alert on the reception. Huge game against Southington, 114 yards and a rushing touchdown. Darien just wasn't ready there, and now New Canaan has an opportunity to score.
And the handoff to Cognetta will be stopped. There is a flag on the field.
Most likely against the Rams. Harden, offsides on the Wave.
And that's going to move the ball even closer. Going back to Slurt, he's got 562 yards on the season with 6 touchdowns. He's averaging over 50 yards a game.
And with those 2 completions, Cole, Honey has surpassed his total in passing yards from the previous meeting between these 2.
This looks like it's going to be a very different game to the one that we saw at the Turkey Bowl then. And this ball is lobbed up for Cognetta. It is just a little too far in front of him, and that's going to be an incomplete pass.
Leighton Reeser was in coverage there for the Blue Wave. Good job to not draw a pass interference there.
Cognetta, not normally a receiving back. Normally those duties would go to Connor Bailey, but targeted there by Henry Cunning.
Cunny taking the snap, throwing the screen over to Salert, who's trying to dodge and weave here and inevitably can't pick up any yards. Actually going to lose one.
Number 17, Matt Short.
Yeah, Medwar and Damel were there in on the tackle.
We have a player down for the Wave. That looks like Alec Medwar. Medwar, very strong senior season, 22 tackles and an interception, going to play at Trinity.
Medbar is down on the field and being attended to by the athletic training staff here.
Well, while we have a short little break here, hopefully Medwar is okay. Brendan, what can you tell us more about this New Canaan offense and some of the receivers that we've seen so far in this game?
Well, I'm surprised that they haven't gone to the run this close to the goal line. 2 passing plays on first and second down. The run was really what got it done against Darien in the Turkey Bowl. And I'm surprised they haven't gone to Cognetta on this drive yet.
And what does this Darien defense have to do, Peter?
I mean, they've done a good job. They got beat by New Canaan just going quickly early on this drive, but since really that encroachment penalty, they've settled in on the last 2 plays as Medwar is getting off the field on his own power, which is good to see.
It's good to see him jogging off there. Hopefully nothing too serious.
Yeah, but if the Blue Wave could get a stop or hold New Canaan to a field goal here and keep him out of the end zone, that would just be so big for them as they're now faced with 3rd and 5.
Cunny and Cognetta in the backfield. And Cognetta under pressure throws it over. Sorry, Cunny under pressure throws it over to Cognetta, and he scores on the 6-yard reception. Touchdown for New Canaan.
That's a big touchdown there for the Rams. We said at the start of the drive they needed to respond, and they do there, and pending an extra point, have this game tied up. It's big to not let momentum get out of hand in rivalry games like this.
And both these teams have been so poised all year. Both have had to come from behind in some games, and
the
gonna be a
kick
dogfight.
is up and good by Ty Groff. This game tied here at Dunning Field, 7-7, with just under 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
Both teams scoring touchdowns on their opening drives after each team only scored 1 touchdown in the Turkey Bowl. That was the first time that had ever happened in Turkey Bowl history, that each team only scored 1 touchdown. That year was 1999. Weirdly enough, as our statistician Braden Schenk pointed out to me, they met in the Turkey Bowl. New Canaan won. Both teams only scored 1 touchdown. That same year, they met in the state semifinal, a game Darien took 23-0 after losing the Turkey Bowl. So, again, weirdly similar to this year, but we'll see how that holds up.
call me crazy, Peter, but something tells me that this will not be a shutout.
Fair enough.
Incredible deductive reasoning there, Brendan.
Yeah.
Well, both of these teams have had prolific offenses. Darien's averaging 44 points per game. They were only held below 40 in 3 different games.
Yeah, the Darien offense has had a tendency to get off to a slow start this season, something they didn't do today, but they're really a team that can put pressure on at the start of the second half and go on some really incredible runs.
And the catch is bobbled by number
Minikis.
6.
That was Matt Minikis on the return.
But he takes it up to the 22-yard line.
And here comes this New Canaan defense. The strength for them all year has been that front 7. And they just have so many different combinations of D linemen. Here we have Dylan Blair, Ned Brady, and Javi Perez Soto, but they have so many different guys who can get in the game, which is why they can play so well late in the games.
this New Canaan defense certainly has been a strength so far this season. And there was the scorer, Jeremiah Stafford, picking up a few yards on 1st and 10 for Darien.
Something to watch is Matt Minikis. He's on the near side of your screen in single coverage. He had a very quiet Turkey Bowl. He's a player that has been so big for Darien all year. Darien's got to try to get him going in this one.
Well, you just mentioned he's in single coverage. He did not see that once in the Turkey Bowl. Going into that game, he had 14 touchdowns on the year. New Canaan not going to be beat by Matthew Minikis.
And Ty Kaminsky is taken down there by the combined weight of a few New Canaan defensemen for a no gain.
I know the private league doesn't exist and should not be mentioned, but Matthew Minikis torched New Canaan last year in that game, and New Canaan very aware of what he can do for the Wave.
Drake lofting this one up, and it is just out of grasp for Jalen Lesperance.
Lesperance, he had that big touchdown against New Canaan in the Turkey Bowl, working against Riley Gardner once again. He had a step, but throw comes up a little bit short.
And this is going to bring the special teams out onto the field.
No, Miles Drake
Darien
is still
keeping
in
the
there.
offense out there. We mentioned it at the top. Trevor Herget out of this game for personal reasons. So Darien down a punter. Looks like they're going to just go for it here.
Drake under pressure, and he's going to throw that one out of bounds over the head of Matthew Minikis. And that is a turnover here for New Canaan.
I understand the call by Mike Forget, missing your starting punter and really having no one that has been able to consistently punt the ball as well as Herget has all year. But deep in New Canaan territory on 4th and fairly long, I'm surprised they went for that.
And Chad Russo had an excellent game against Darien in the Turkey Bowl, 3 sacks. And people were wondering he's not in this game for an undisclosed injury. He may be available next week. But Ned Brady got in there, delivered the pressure for Miles Drake, and not able to get that throw off.
Well, that's exactly why Brady is committed to West Point for football. He's been prolific.
He's actually not in the game now on offense, replaced by Nicholas Deligtish.
And Connor Bailey jukes the tackle from the Darien defender and picks up a few yards here for a 2nd and 7.
Joe Caesar on the tackle. He's been a cornerstone of that Darien defense. Had the long pick 6 against Brian McMahon.
Connie in the pocket, and he's going to take this ball. Quarterback sneak, and picks up 2 yards on the play.
The Darien front has been so good all year, as you see there, just not allowing Connie to get anything on that designed QB run.
Matthew Ronsky is checked into the game at wide receiver. As tight end, pardon. And he's normally a guy you bring in for your power set, as Vin Cognetta also checks into the game. 3rd and 5, I would not be surprised if the Rams run it here.
Well, it's a 2nd, 3rd down conversion coming up here. And that one is blocked by number 92, Jack Barber, the defensive tackle, on the throw from Cunny. It's going to bring up 4th and 5.
You'll take another look at it here. Cunny had a receiver too, so a great job by Barber to get up and block that one.
Yeah.
And out onto the field comes Ty Groff, the junior kicker. He's been fantastic all year with 10 field goals made. Only needs 3 more to tie the state record.
Groff also leading the state right now, just really probably one of, or definitely one of, if not the best kicker in the state this year.
And he puts that one up with plenty of height to spare, and it is good. Rams lead in this game 10-7.
That's
just under 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
That's a huge luxury that the Rams have that not many teams in the state do. As you mentioned, Peter, Trevor Herget out today. You can't hear me? Trevor Herget out today for the Wave. But having a kicker who can bail you out from 35, 40 yards, that's a huge bonus.
Yeah,
for the
that
Rams.
one was from 38 for Ty Groff, which is surprisingly short of his season long for anyone not familiar with the New Canaan kicker.
Groff now 1 away from tying the FCIAC record. 2 from the state record, as Cole just mentioned.
Well, we'll get to see him in action once again. And might as well just call it the Ty Groff Fan Club, I guess.
It's just so great to see a specialist as talented as Ty Groff. It's not something you see in high school football. Sometimes it's not even something you see in college football. So just so great to be able to watch someone with a great leg like Groff.
He is also the backup quarterback, jack of all trades here for New Canaan. And that kick will be returned to the 25-yard line. And will bring up a 1st and 10 for Darien. And Drake tossing that one over to Ty Kaminsky, who picks up the 1st down, barreling through some of the New Canaan players. And picked up 12 on that.
Comiskey held silent in the Turkey Bowl. He's a huge part of that Wave offense. And if they want to win this game, they got to get him going.
And handed off once again to Kaminsky. He is a battering ram here. Only one direction, and that is forward. He picks up 8 on this rush.
Anyone who's tuned in to DAF broadcasts throughout the year knows that I love Ty Kaminsky's ability to pick up yards after contact. All year he's turned 2 and 3 yard gains into 4 and 5 yard gains, which, while it might not sound like a lot, can really be the difference between a 4th down or a 1st down.
And here is Miles Drake on the rush. Quarterback sneak, and he picks up 7 yards on that one. 1st down for the Wave.
He hasn't been much of a running quarterback this year, but he's certainly capable of it. He's a big guy standing at 6'2". He's able to gain a few extra yards himself after contact.
While Drake's rushing stats may not reflect it, he's a quarterback that's constantly booting out of the pocket on pass plays, so while they don't always get yardage, he is quite the mobile quarterback.
And he's going to toss that one over to Kaminsky again. Kaminsky not picking up as many yards as he did on that opposite play on the other end of the field, but still picks up 2 yards here for the Wave.
Dylan Murray on the stop. Murray and Bailey have been working in double coverage against Matthew Minicus so far today.
Miles Drake taking the snap and handing it off to Kaminsky, who's broken free and is only taken down after the 1st down by Connor Bailey.
Yeah, that rush is going to put the Darien offense over 100 yards here in the 1st quarter, something they didn't do in the 1st half of the Turkey Bowl. So a completely different game than what we watched a few weeks ago.
This seems to be a story of offenses here as opposed to the Turkey Bowl. Kaminsky again barreling through this New Canaan 1st line and picking up 7 yards on this play.
And that is the Ty Kaminsky Darien fans have been familiar with all year. It's not something we saw in the Turkey Bowl, but on this possession, Ty Kaminsky just being able to barrel along through that New Canaan front.
Drake throwing the screen over to Minikis, and he is taken down for only 1 yard. My apologies, that was actually number 5, Jalen Lesperance.
Number 5, Jalen Esprits with the catch. Tackled by number 4, Vincent Canada. Over good second yard.
3rd and short here for the Wave. Make no mistake here, this is 4-down territory. Pistol formation, likely going to go with the run.
And that's going to draw out the false start. That one is going to move the chains and give Darien the first down in really favorable territory on the 24-yard line.
Yeah, it's a big one, being able to get New Canaan to jump there.
Hand it off to Ty Kaminsky again. He dives after first contact and picks up 4 yards on that. Clock is running down, as you can see on your screen, and not sure if they're going to get more than this one playoff here, but looking at the drive summary, fantastic work by our graphics team. That throw taken by Lesperance again, and he's going to be brought down, but he doesn't pick up the first down here.
Yeah, New Canaan had been playing in off coverage on Darien's receivers pretty much all day so far. You see Drake able to take advantage of it with a button hook stop route there. He was looking for Lesperance the whole way.
Never mind, he does pick up the first down. The chains did move, but this first quarter clock is going to tick down to a close. And we are going to end the first quarter here with the Blue Wave on the 14-yard line, with New Canaan leading 10-7. It's been a fantastic game and a polar opposite to the Turkey Bowl, with the story being the offense today.
And one thing that stood out to me a lot that I think has an impact on this game is that, you know, going into the Turkey Bowl, these teams had almost 2 weeks of rest. Since then, this is their 3rd game in less than 2 weeks. So these linemen, they're much more battered up. So that's why the run game is much more effective now, because these D linemen, they're getting hit every play, and it wears you down.
Yeah, Darien and New Canaan, both teams with just prolific offensives and defenses, so it's really just which one shows up. In the Turkey Bowl, the defenses showed up. Today, it looks like the offenses did.
Well, we've seen fantastic rushing on the Darien side by Ty Kaminsky and Jeremiah Stafford, and then the pass game on the New Canaan side has been fantastic.
The 2 big plays to Alex Benevento and Max Alert on the busted coverage. So we're going to send you back down to the field here. Darien in the red zone.
Yes, like we mentioned right at the end of the first quarter, Darien on the 14-yard line here. Very good scoring opportunity for the Wave, Blue Wave. Drake handing it off to Kaminsky again, but he will be stuffed for only a gain of 3.
This is something we saw in the second half of the Turkey Bowl. Darien moved to a 2-back set compared to a 1-back set with Kaminsky, and it's something they've stuck with. You see Stafford and Kaminsky both in the backfield. It just forces New Canaan to worry about more options than just Ty Kaminsky.
Both those backs are just as big and physical as the other. They're here in the pistol set once again.
And Drake looking to throw, and throws it over to Stafford, who picks up the first down and is within 4 yards of the goal line.
Yeah, New Canaan shaded their safety over to the near side on that play, which left Minikis alone in single coverage on the far side of your screen. You see they boot Stafford out to that far side, and then Drake just has a choice between Minikis and Stafford. Stafford was open, and they find him for the first, or almost the first down, 3rd and 1.
My apologies. That wasn't a first down, and they're going to hand it off to Stafford here again, who brings it into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you could see Drake threw his hands up as soon as he handed it off to Stafford and he got the edge. He knew that was in. Stafford just elite out of the backfield and able to get another one into the end zone for the Blue Wave.
Really quick work here by the Blue Wave offense. The run game being the story of this drive, and they have the chance to go up by 4 given this point after is successful. And it is up and good.
Yeah, McMullen's miss all year on extra points has just been a height issue. It doesn't always get up. You saw that one. New Canaan almost got to. McMullen was able to get it up and over the line, though, so that's something to watch as this one goes on.
The Rams take over once again after another strong drive by the Wave. What New Canaan needs to take advantage of more, and if they want to win this game, they really got to win the turnover battle. In the Turkey Bowl, Darien had 4 turnovers, I believe, and New Canaan had 0.
Something to watch here, too, as we are into this second quarter, is to remember that Darien will get the ball coming out of the half. So and the way these teams alternate possession, and if we've seen anything, it's just going to be a flip-flopping of the lead back and forth based on who had the ball last. That's something to keep track of if Darien tries to double up going into the half.
And the kick is up, and flag on the field here.
That looks like an offsides on number 37, Mac McGarren.
Yeah, so McMullen going to get a chance to kick that one again, but from 5 yards further back, it's McMullen handling the kickoff now instead of Stafford.
Yeah, we saw Stafford earlier, but after that squib, which I don't think he meant to squib, they're going to go to McMullen.
And the kick is up and going to bounce for Bailey, who takes it about the 31 and gets just 1 yard after the catch.
Even with that pretty much non-existent return from New Canaan, they're still going to start on the other side of the 30, which is something to watch. The kicking game has really started to affect Darien. They went for it on the 4th and 6, didn't get it because they couldn't punt the ball away. A short kick there after the penalty gives New Canaan solid field position once again. It's something to watch as this one goes on.
And special teams was essentially a difference in the Turkey Bowl. Both teams had the touchdown, but New Canaan had this scoring advantage because of the safety that pinned Darien deep in their own territory, and the field goal from Groff.
And Cunny tossing this one over to Cognetta, who's wrapped up for a loss of 1 yard.
That was senior D tackle Cole Murphy who made first contact in the backfield. He's been big for this Darien defense all year, blowing up backfields.
And he had a big game against New Canaan in the Turkey Bowl. I believe he had 9 tackles in that one. Making his face shown here once again.
Cunny and Cognetta in the backfield once again. And New Canaan will take their time. Still 13 seconds on the play clock. Cunny rolling left on this one and throwing it up to Salert, who nearly got the one-handed grab, but bounces off of his hand and out of bounds, incomplete pass.
Salert working on Medwar, who's banged up earlier in this one. Guess the Rams like that matchup.
Yeah, Salert had a step on Medwar there, but Medwar has been Darien's #1 cornerback all season and just done a great job clamping down opponent receivers.
3rd and long for the Rams. Expect them to go to the air once again. They thrived in 3rd and longs against Southington Tuesday night. The big plays going to Max Salert and Jack McPhillips. See what they can provide here on 3rd and 12.
And New Canaan jumped, as Darien so eloquently pointed out, on the field, so that's going to back the Rams up. So just a little movement there that causes New Canaan to make this 3rd and long.
Really not a good situation to be in here for New Canaan.
5 wide for the Rams.
And Cunny airs this one up, and that is out of the reaches of Max Lert, about 5 yards too far in front of him.
Yeah, it looked like Medwar might have caught a break there with pass interference. The New Canaan sideline wanted it along with the fans. No flag down.
Well, they're definitely bringing out Ty Groff here to punt on this one.
They're bringing Les sprints down, normally a returner.
And the kick is up and very short, landing at the 47 and taking a couple fortunate bounces back into Darien's half of the field. But this ball will be spotted at the 44-yard line. Very good field position for them.
It looked like someone on Darien might have gotten a hand in on that kick and just knocked it up a little, but either way, Darien starting with good field position. Brendan mentioned it, third down has been key so far. Darien is 3 for 4, while New Canaan only 1 for 5, and that's really been one of the big differences in this game so far, which is giving Darien their 4-point advantage.
And here is Drake tossing it over to Kaminsky, who has an open hole in the D-line and takes it for a gain of 4, my apologies.
So great to have such an assured thing in the backfield. Anytime you give the ball to Kaminsky, it's seemingly positive yardage.
Yeah, Darien with 14 rushing attempts for 102 yards so far in this one.
And Kaminsky taking this one again and picking up another 5 yards.
If you can get those 3, 4, 5 yards every play, you're staying ahead of schedule, and that's just huge for Darien.
Definitely. Last drive, they picked up their 75 yards for the score and did it in 12 plays for an average of about 6 yards a play. Really good work by Kaminsky and Stafford in the backfield. And Drake here as well on the rush, except he is taken down by Vincent Cognetta, one of the senior co-captains, and that's going to be a loss of 3 for Darien and bring up the 4th down.
You got to believe without their punter, Trevor Herget, that they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
That's Darien keeping the offense once again on the field for 4th down. This one's more understandable to me, a little closer to the 50. And it looks like Drake might try a pooch punt here as he drops back, and he does indeed. As considering he's not a kicker, a very solid punt by Drake that's going to take a nice Darien hop down to the 1-yard line.
Well, that's fantastic work by the Darien offense there. That's going to be horrible field position for New Canaan to start off here.
This actually justifies the call by Forget to go for it or on 4th down earlier in the game, because if he had not done that, that pooch punt maybe not as successful, as New Canaan doesn't commit as much to Darien going for it on 4th down. But Miles Drake proving Ty Groff not the only quarterback that can punt.
Deep in their own territory. Run game really has been mostly negative for New Canaan.
Yeah, New Canaan with 3 rushing attempts for a total of 0 yards so far today. So we saw a safety in the Turkey Bowl. Darien was the team that got safety there. We'll see if the Wave can do it back to the Rams.
Well, Peter, New Canaan did so well of controlling the field position game in the Turkey Bowl, and Darien's really been in charge of it today.
And there's going to be a flag on the field here.
It's a delay of game penalty on the Rams, so
that'll back you up a whole extra
half
4
yard.
or 5 inches.
There could not have been more than 4 inches to the goal line there. And Cunny is going to take this one, and he is going to pick up nothing, but still keep it out of safety territory.
Yeah, more importantly, didn't gain anything, but also didn't lose anything. So
Exactly.
They're going to set up from the 1 once again here.
The margin between success and failure here is inches.
See the Wave really stacking the box, committing to a run play here. just Medwar and Salert on the near side.
And he is going to go to Salert, but that ball thrown very low.
As Salert's looking toward the sideline with some confusion, maybe weren't quite sure on what the play was there, as it looked like Salert was not expecting that ball.
I agree with you, Peter. It must have been some kind of miscommunication because he was talking to Lou Marinelli there. Lou did not seem very pleased.
And now on 3rd and 10, they have to bring out something. They have to pull something out of the bag of tricks to try and get any field position.
Just so Ty Groff isn't standing on his own end line here.
And Cunny going to try and bring this one up, and he's taken down.
Ball is out.
That ball will be called out of bounds and not a fumble.
I think it actually was ruled a fumble, but New Canaan just got on it, so they lose a yard or two. But either way, a scary play if you're the Rams there.
Cunny under lots of pressure. Still able to make it out, but Ty Groff is standing back on the end line to punt this one. He gets more distance on this than the last punt, but it's still going to take it up to the 42-yard line, and the ball will be spotted at the 40.
And as I mentioned earlier, in the Turkey Bowl, New Canaan did a great job of controlling field position, keeping Darien in their own territory, but the opposite could not be more true in this game today.
And this is a big possession for the Blue Wave here, up by 4, just over 7 minutes here left in the first half. You get the ball coming out of the half. A score here would go a long way for the Blue Wave.
And Stafford is going to be stuffed for a loss of 2.
Ryan Wernenberg in there for the Rams. He's been huge this year on the edge. And that's what's key for New Canaan if they want to stop Darien. They got to get those negative plays and force Darien to go to the air, even despite how good Miles Drake has been all year.
And Drake rolling out to his left, nearly taken down. He had to throw that ball out under pressure from number 2 Barrett Schmitz, the senior linebacker.
Barrett Schmitz, he's been injured for 2 games. New Canaan really loves having him on the field. He's such a smart kid at that linebacker position, and he also brings a lot of speed to the field.
That wind starts to blow, you feel it, don't you? Well, it's blowing all the papers around. Oh, it is? Yeah.
Two-back look once again for the Blue Wave, something we've seen all day. Stafford and Kaminsky in the backfield.
Darien 3 for 5 on their 3rd down conversions. Miles Drake trying to make something happen here under pressure, but he throws it up, and that one is batted away by Christopher Bopp, the cornerback. Intended receiver being Stafford. Once again, he's been at the heart of this Blue Wave offense, and 4th and 12 coming up here.
We saw it in the Turkey Bowl. New Canaan just able to get Drake under pressure so quickly that he has no options and he has to get out of the pocket and create time. But the Blue Wave look like they're going for it once again. Drake dropping back. Expect another pooch punt.
Not the same result this time.
And that one is going to roll out at the 22-yard line. Considerably better field position than the last pooch punt.
And when you're back on your own 1-yard line, that really limits your playbook. Not a lot. You're not going to be able to set up any play action or anything like that. So you really just want to get off the one so you can possibly give your punter a little room. But now New Canaan in a position to have the entire playbook available to them.
And let's see what Cunny can do with this playbook. First play, he hands it off to Connor Bailey, and Bailey picks up just a yard on the run.
This entire Darien defensive line has been terrific today and on Thanksgiving. another very short game. New Canaan not able to get the rush game going.
Connie under a little bit of pressure, but throws it up, and that one is caught by Salert. Apologies, that's actually Benevento on the catch. Good work by him, and that's going to move the chains for New Canaan, a New Canaan first down, one of the first in quite some time.
Yeah, just New Canaan's 4th first down on the day compared to Darien's 6. And Brendan, you were talking about it. New Canaan with just 3 rushing yards today, total on 6 attempts. So this Darien front, as you see there, just getting in the backfield and not allowing New Canaan to get anything set up.
There you go again. That's Sean Quick on the stop. Darien's leading tackler. Another loss on the ground.
Connor Bailey not able to get out of pressure quickly there, and the loss of 1. Connie looking to throw here, and he does, but it's picked off. And that is going to be intercepted by number 89, Robert McElhouse.
The junior safety coming up with a huge play for the Blue Wave there as he's able to force a turnover and put the Darien offense back out on the field.
New Canaan's offense has been so secure with the football all year long. That's only their 4th turnover of the year. And now Darien with the ball once again in New Canaan territory.
New Canaan defense having to step back out onto the field, not getting a ton of rest here. And Kaminsky, the battering ram that he is, has the ball, picks up 2 yards on this play.
We take another look here at the Robert McElhouse interception, just able to jump in front of the receiver, keep his feet in bounce, force a turnover for the Blue Wave.
Really good work by him. Now on the offensive side, lots of space for Drake, and that pass is going to be incomplete, intended for Matthew Minikis.
And that's the first time he's been in single coverage all game long. Dylan Murray working on him, 2nd team all FCIAC mentioned. He's had a really good year on the edge for the Rams, and he came up with a big play with an interception in the Turkey Bowl and a game-winning pick 6 against Daniel Hand.
The big thing there, the reason Darien was able to target Minikis is because Drake had so much time in the pocket. Between the Turkey Bowl and today, I don't know if I've seen Drake have that much time to set up and find his targets downfield. So a big thing from the Darien front.
And this ball lofted up again for Stafford, and that is just barely knocked down, batted away by number 20, Connor Bailey.
Yeah, dangerous throw there by Drake to try to find Stafford over the top. Bailey almost able to come down with the interception, but the ball falls harmlessly to the ground.
And the offense back out on the field, 4th and 8 for the Wave.
And we'll see if Drake takes a few steps back and looks to punt the ball, and there it is, he does, and I would expect another punt.
And this punt will bounce at the 4 or 5 yard line. It's going to be spotted at the 5. Looks like it took a bounce off of Stafford's leg there.
So all things considered, for the quarterback, Miles Drake, not bad with the punts. He's, I'd say, 2 for 3 on hitting solid ones, pinning New Canaan back deep. So it's Darien in a position they're not used to, not having Herget to do the punting duties, but a good job by Drake to step up, and that's what can make the difference in these rivalry playoff games.
Definitely. Well, as both quarterbacks prefer the shotgun formation, Cunny is going to be standing in the end zone. And under certain pressure from this Darien defense. And high snap. Cunny kept it, and no gain on that one.
Yeah, you might have heard the screams of the New Canaan fans, scared on that high snap, but Cunny able to come down with it.
Darien has been all over this New Canaan run game today. Can't say it enough. But so far in your own territory, are you willing to go to the air?
That one's going to be handed off to Cognetta, and he's going to pick up yards on the outside, just short of the first down. Ball's going to be spotted at the 15-yard line.
New Canaan 1 for 6 on third downs here today. This is a big one, third and short, much more manageable than some of their other attempts. We'll see if the Blue Wave defense can respond or the New Canaan offense can pick up the first.
And we have a scoring update for the opposing semifinal. Fairfield Prep, the #1 seed, taking on Shelton. Game is tied at 3-3 in the first quarter. Handoff here to Cognetta again, and he is going to be stopped for no gain.
That's going to bring up a 4th and 2 for the Rams. And we saw the fake punt on the first drive of the Turkey Bowl. And I'm sure Darien's ready for it. They're going to call a timeout to think this one over.
Yeah, 4th and short. I could see Lou Marinelli keeping the offense out there or trying something, but at the end of the day, you are deep in Darien territory or deep in your own territory, and really the last thing you want to do going into the half with Darien having a 4-point lead is give them the ball with a chance to score inside their own 20. So I understand why Marinelli might want to go for this, but I think the smart play would ultimately be to use the great Ty Groff to boot a ball away.
Especially with Darien getting the ball at halftime. I agree with you, Peter. It's certainly the safe play to punt here.
Well, Darien did take a timeout here, and New Canaan having some time to think this one over. Will they try and make the 4th and 1 conversion? It looks like Ty Groff is out on the field.
Darien does not have a man deep. They're going to send the
not even
kitchen
putting
sink
a
at him.
return man back here, just fully expecting some sort of fake.
Groff sending this one high, and it is going to bounce out at the 43-yard line.
The Blue Wave will take over in plus territory, just under 3 minutes here and 2 timeouts. So we'll see how they manage the clock. If they try to not give New Canaan the ball back before half and put up a score as time expires, of course. Looking to score in and score out of the halftime.
And that's why you choose to defer. And if you're in a close game like this, if you can go 2 for 1 like that, really opens it up.
And Kaminsky getting the ball here once again, but he is stopped for no gain.
Kaminsky ran into Carson Drake, his own lineman, and that seemed to knock him back.
Miles Drake, the senior quarterback, in the backfield with only Kaminsky here. He's going to roll out wide and look for the throw, but it is intercepted by Connor Bailey, and he takes it back up to the 47-yard line. Turnover to New Canaan.
That's exactly what this New Canaan team needed. If they're able to score before halftime, that gives them the lead. And they really have thrived on the turnover margin throughout these games against Darien in the past 5 years.
That pass was intended for junior Jake Wilson, the wide receiver, but Bailey was able to get the step on him and read that play.
Stacked box for the Wave.
And Cunny is going to try and take this one, but he is going to be stopped for no gain.
There's that Sean Quick with another tackle. He's the team's leader offensively, and he's the heart of this defense.
Cunny looking up and throwing to Benevento, who picks up the first down and a few yards after contact up to the 40-yard line. New Canaan back into Darien territory for the first time in a long time.
Clock stops.
Yeah, it seems like the New Canaan offense had been in a drought, not able to get a whole lot going. Here they are trying to get on some sort of roll here headed into the half.
The clock stops to move the chains, and New Canaan still has all 3 timeouts remaining.
And Salert on the run takes this one up for a gain of 6 after cutting back and finding some space.
Minute left. Surprised New Canaan's not using one of their timeouts.
And Cunny dropping back under pressure, and he's wrapped up and throws the ball away. That's going to stop the clock, and the flag is out on the field.
Ivanchek was calling for it. I don't know how it wasn't thrown initially. That's pretty much meets every qualification of intentional grounding there, so I would imagine that's the call we see. Groff was in the tackle box. There was really not a receiver in the area, and I don't even know if it got back to the line of scrimmage.
Marinelli is arguing that Jack McPhillips was in the vicinity of the ball.
So they're going to wave the flag off, no grounding penalty. Brendan, to go back to your point about New Canaan not calling a timeout into that play, I really think it was because on that first drive where they scored the touchdown, they were able to beat the Darien defense with speed, just getting up to the line, getting into a hurry up and going, and that's really pretty much where their only success had come from against the Darien D all year. So I think just trying to avoid that timeout and not give Darien a chance to get fully set.
That's a good point you make, but you also it's got to be a sure thing if you're going to call a timeout. Until New Canaan's inside the 25, they're not going to attempt a field goal, I think.
Well, New Canaan does take the timeout here using their first of 3. Presumably talking over this next 44.6 seconds.
And it's a big deal here for the Rams to just not have any time management blunders as we head into this half. They need to get points on this drive. Darien gets the ball coming out, and they're already chasing 4.
No one in the backfield but Cunny, and he's going to toss this one up for Salert. It's just out of the reach of Salert, and Medwar gets his hand on it and bats it away.
Good throw by Cunny there to put the ball where Salert could get it, but more importantly, where Medwar could not get it, to just not risk an interception here. A little overthrown, but at the end of the day, a safer throw.
4th and 4 in enemy territory, only 38 seconds remaining. New Canaan's going to go for it here.
There's very little downside to that call, I feel like, because even if you turn the ball over, Darien, I would be surprised if they tried to take a few shots over the top if they got the ball back and would, in all likelihood, just run the clock down going into the half. So if I were Lou Marinelli, which I am totally unqualified to say, I would send the offense back out there. But
Well, I certainly agree with that decision, but I'm not sure what the play call would be. It seems like Darien's been all over the field defensively. Only really found success through the air.
yeah, I would think you got to put it in the hands of Cunny to throw it up. Only 17 rushing yards on 12 attempts, so not an average that is too good for the Rams here. I got to think they try to throw this ball.
Well, it looks like that is what they're going to do. Cunny throwing it up, and that one is not caught. Goes out of the hands of Benevento, and that is going to be a 4th down conversion for the Blue Wave. 35 seconds on the clock. Benevento looked shocked that he couldn't bring that one down. Quick throw over to him.
Scrolling through some of the team stats here as we look towards the end of halftime, the number that leaps out to me, New Canaan 0 for 1 on 4th down. We just saw that. More importantly, 1 for 8 on 3rd down conversions. New Canaan has just not been able to convert on the 3rd downs, which has been so big from this Darien D.
And this throw here on the screen taken down by Dylan Murray.
Great job by Dylan Murray to get in there and blow up the screen. Darien loves their screen passes. Great job by Murray to expect that and be able to blow it up in the backfield.
And that's Minnicus's first reception of the game, and that's going to be a negative play. That's going to take us down to halftime. Darien's just going to run it out.
And we are going to bring you back up into the booth. Here at halftime, the Rams are trailing to the Blue Wave 10-14. And it's been a story of the offenses today.
Yeah, it's not something we saw in the first edition of this, the Turkey Bowl. Darien wasn't able to get into triple digits on yardage in the first half. It's something they did in the first quarter of this game. 135 total yards for the Blue Wave in the first half. Just a completely different game than what we saw in the Turkey Bowl. It's been reflected in what we've seen on the field. It's been reflected in the scoreboard as Darien holds a halftime lead.
Certainly. And on the New Canaan side, Brendan, what can you say about them?
Well, it's just what they haven't been able to do. What they did so well in the Turkey Bowl is they were able to get to Miles Drake and force these 3rd and 15s. And Ty Comiskey has been terrific all game long, and that's really what's driving this Darien offense. When they're able to get those 3rd and 2s, they're converting almost every time.
Well, the story for Darien is the run game like we've talked about before. And that's come from Jeremiah Stafford, who's had the 2 touchdowns for the Blue Wave, as well as Ty Kaminsky. And before we sign off on this first half, I would like to thank the NCTV and DAF crew, everyone who's out here today on a fantastic sunny Sunday to bring you this CIAC semifinals game. Before we head out, let's take a moment to thank our sponsors.
This game is sponsored by our NC Rams All Sports Booster Platinum and Gold sponsors. We'd like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Walter Stewart's. Walter Stewart's Market has supported NC Rams athletics in the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. We'd like to thank our Platinum sponsors, Melissa Rambuya and Christian Harrow, the premier real estate partnership in Fairfield County for all your real estate needs. We'd also like to thank our Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni and Cole's uncles, Leo Steve Carl of Carl Chevrolet, who have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927, and their team is ready to assist you with all of your automotive needs. We'd also like to thank our Platinum sponsor, William Fessler Family Dentistry, the dental office for your entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile, you're in good hands. We'd also like to thank our gold sponsors. Renaissance Partners is a family-owned and New Canaan-based residential building and remodeling company serving all of Fairfield County. Thank you to our gold sponsor, Performance Optimal Health. With advanced level professionals and a team approach to healthcare, their mission is to empower athletes and their families to live better. They offer their congratulations to all teams competing this season. Again, a big thank you to all our sponsors. NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan high school athletics. Go Rams.
Well, thank you for tuning in to this first half of action coming to you live.
I think the Darien Foundation is a central organization in town showing that the community cares and the community is willing to give and the community is willing to support the kind of work that we're doing here and in other organizations in town.
I'd like to thank the Darien Foundation for their continued support. They've been a wonderful partner and they've taken this vision that we've had for this property and make it a reality.
The Darien Foundation was critical to the success of the Elizabeth W. Tilton Education Center. The new barn will allow us to have bigger groups and educate more school children about the legacy of the Mather homestead.
It's important for people to be proud of where they live and to understand that if they want a better society, that they need to fund places like the Darien Foundation and the places like the Mather Homestead because they're so rich in cultural achievements that it makes it a better place to live.
In 2008, a group of 4 women came together to create a playground by the beach for kids to have fun.
We thought it would be great to have a playground at the beach. We live in a community that's on the water, and it would be really fun to be able to appreciate that. There was a playground here originally, but it was in the backwoods and there were mosquitoes. It was very, very unappealing and no one wanted to go there. Building and designing and fundraising the playground definitely took a good amount of time.
We had to fund it. It was $250,000. We had an estimate given to us. We had to fundraise for that amount of money, and we started out with different ways of doing that.
One of my good friends did PR, one did the graphic design. I ended up being in charge of selling all of the bricks. We had someone doing the playground design, and we were all moms who were mothers of preschoolers who had just left the workforce.
We approached a lot of different big companies, and they said they couldn't fund us. We weren't really reaching the amount that we needed to reach. We decided to go ahead and ask the Darien Foundation for a large donation to kind of kickstart the campaign.
The Darien Foundation wanted us to expand the project a little bit because they felt like the playground was really only for the 2 to 6-year-olds. Once the Darien Foundation agreed to pledge money, the town agreed that we could put swings in.
When other people heard that we had gotten money from the Darien Foundation, they were able to say, well, this is going to happen. This idea is actually going to come to fruition. So a lot of people then came on as funders. Local businesses came, more families decided to buy bricks because they knew that this playground was really going to happen. It wasn't just some pipe dream of 19 moms.
Well, one of the great aspects of the playground as we designed it was that we had it open to the beach because the kids love running back and forth to the water and then back to the playground. One of my favorite parts of the playground is that it's in the shape of the nautical theme with the ship and the lighthouse, given that it's on the beach.
It's because of the playground that the parents come and really take the time and enjoy, have their coffee, and watch their kids grow up and have fun.
Playground by the Sound has been an important part of the community for 10 years. During our 3rd annual Weed Beach Fest this June, we made the playground kind of a center point of the actual event. In honor of the 10th birthday of the Playground by the Sound, the Darien Foundation hosted our Kids Cove, and for the first time we were able to offer it open and free to the public for over 400 kids to enjoy, and we are so thankful for the Darien Foundation.
The Playground by the Sound grant had a big impact on the Darien Foundation in 2 ways. Number one, it was one of our first big capital grants, and we were really excited to partner with the 4 moms that brought the project to us here at Weed Beach. The second thing is it got people to feel in town that they could come to us and make presentations and bring their good ideas, and we would be receptive and open to hear those ideas. And it's created a great dialogue between the Darien community and the Darien Foundation.
People need to know that they can do something like this on their own, and with partnering with the Darien Foundation to actually do the funding made it happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, down on the field, here come the Rams! The New Canaan Athletic Foundation is proud to announce the kickoff of its 3rd major capital campaign, a public-private collaboration between the New Canaan Athletic Foundation and the town of New Canaan. The campaign will raise $5 million focused on renovation of Dunning Stadium, led by an upgrade to state-of-the-art game quality with halftime production lighting and a new high-tech press box. New Canaan has a rich history of private financial support for its athletic facilities, most notably represented by the Dunning and Hawes families. Now is the time to ensure that our athletic facilities infrastructure is competitive with neighboring communities while meeting the expanding needs of our community and its excelling youth. Over 3,000 students from 1,500 families participate in youth sports, with 70% of New Canaan High School students participating in athletics. Year over year, our impressive list of student-athlete college commitments illustrates the vital relationship between academics and sports in New Canaan. Additionally, several of our alumni play in the NFL, the NHL, the MLB, the PLL, and the WPLL. Please contribute to this important campaign by following the link with the QR code. For more information, visit our website and follow us on social media. Now is the time to join the generous donors who have invested in our town and given meaning to NC Pride.
This is David Genovese, founder of Corbin Cares. Corbin Cares Phase 2, in partnership with the Darien Foundation, was launched to support the people who support Darien. Corbin Cares partnered with the Darien Foundation to thank essential workers, teachers, police officers, firefighters, EMTs, town employees, and postal workers who stepped up during the pandemic. Family meals for four were provided by Four Forks, Bodega, Michael Joseph's, 1020 Post, and Parlor Pizza and Wine. Post 53 was treated to a tacos and waffles night with Bodega and the Waffle Cabin. Thanks to countless donors, 910 family dinners for four and 110 posties were served. And the Corbin Cares office was flooded with notes, emails, and letters of gratitude. Thanks to the essential workers and generous donors, you are all that make this community great.
I think the Darien Foundation is a central organization in town showing that the community cares and the community is willing to give and the community is willing to support the kind of work that we're doing here and in other organizations in town.
I'd like to thank the Darien Foundation for their continued support. They've been a wonderful partner and they've taken this vision that we've had for this property and make it a reality.
The Darien Foundation was critical to the success of the Elizabeth W. Tilton Education Center. The new barn will allow us to have bigger groups and educate more school children about the legacy of the Mather homestead.
It's important for people to be proud of where they live and to understand that if they want a better society, that they need to fund places like the Darien Foundation and the places like the Mather homestead because they're so rich in cultural achievements that it makes it a better place to live.
And welcome back to Dunning Field for the second half of action of the 2021 CIAC semifinals in the Class L, with the New Canaan Rams taking on the Darien Blue Wave. It's been a fantastic game so far, a polar opposite to the Turkey Bowl, with the Darien Blue Wave leading 14-10 here at halftime. And what do you expect to see from Darien in the second half, Peter?
Yeah, I would expect Darien to keep pounding the rock, keep running the ball, especially with Stafford and Kaminsky. It's something they've had a good amount of success with today, especially when compared to the Turkey Bowl. So I'd expect a lot of running and then try to get maybe Drake out of the pocket and be able to hit someone deep over the top.
Now we're going to look at some out-of-town scores. In Fairfield, we have a tie game between Prep and Shelton. Very surprising considering that the first meeting between the two teams was absolutely dominated by Prep, 54-0. We have Ansonia trailing 26-0 to the Cromwell Portland Co-op. Surprising since Ansonia has been such a consistent power in Class S. And
the big one that stands out to me is Maloney and Masick. Masick, the 7 seed, but on quite the run into the postseason and towards the end of their season. We'll see if they can keep it going.
And out onto the field come the Darien Blue Wave. They've had a fantastic game on, honestly, both offense and defense. And taking a look at our recent dominance since 2013, the head-to-head record is standing at New Canaan leading 6-4 in these matchups. New Canaan's won the last 4 Turkey Bowls, but it looks like Darien could be on track to end this run of 4 wins.
Yeah, Darien had some misfortune in the Turkey Bowl over recent years, looking to try and change that here today. Of course, it's not being a Turkey Bowl, but beating New Canaan feels the same nonetheless.
The streak between these two teams, no team has ever had a win streak of more than 9. New Canaan currently with 4 wins in a row. Darien looking to put a stop to it here. And in the past 4 seasons of Darien football, they've gone into the state playoffs with only 1 loss, and each of those losses came against the Rams.
Well, Darien's been out on the field for a minute or 2 now, and no sign of the Rams yet. They are using all 2 minutes and 40 seconds left of their halftime break. They have to figure out something to switch up the momentum here. Really not able to make anything work. And the story of the game, as Peter talked about earlier, is their 3rd down conversions. Only 1 for 8 on 3rd down conversions, something that the Rams offensive coordinator Dan Farino will work to improve alongside head coach Lou Marinelli.
And the story of this game has been the run. Darien finally able to establish it. Really non-existent in the Turkey Bowl, but here today it's been it's been very consistent. Almost no negative plays. And for New Canaan, it's been the polar opposite, hardly able to reach the line of scrimmage.
We're going to learn a lot about how the second half of this game is going to go in the first few possessions of this second half. Darien's going to come out and they'll be receiving the opening kickoff. If they can go down and score a touchdown, that's going to do a lot for their momentum. New Canaan can come out and get a stop, same thing for them. That would do a lot for them. We'll see this first possession especially, but also the first few in the second half will play a huge role as this one goes on.
Shout out to all of our production crew here. Our announcer monitor might not be working right now, so might not be able to give you the updated look in on everything, but I hear that there is a shot of our production crew, and really thank you to everyone that's put so much time and effort into this game, both from Darien Athletic Foundation's media program, as well as our NCTV 78 channel. Well, Darien is out on the field, and New Canaan in the huddle. 50 seconds left on the halftime clock.
And all too often for the Rams, they've had to deal with a long field, and they really want to get a good kick, good coverage, and hopefully stop Darien in their own territory.
Well, Junior Tygroff, the Rams starting kicker and punter and backup quarterback, will be kicking off here. He's had 1 field goal on the game so far and got the point after as well on the Rams' scoring drive. And this punt is going to bounce low for the Darien returner. And that was Jeremiah Stafford on the return. He made it up quite a few yards after the catch there, bringing it up to the 32-yard line.
Carter Connors on the stop. And here comes this Blue Wave defense. I expect to see a lot more of the ground game here that was so successful in the first half.
Darien back out in that 2-back set with Stafford and Kaminsky, something that worked so well for them in the first half.
And this one is going to be handed off to Stafford, who makes his way around the edge, jukes the New Canaan players, and picks up the first down and yards to spare there on the 19-yard rush.
And Ty Kaminsky, he's able to set the edge for his teammate out there. He got the block on cornerback Riley Gardner, and Jeremiah Stafford was able to get to the corner.
Yeah, Kaminsky, a power back within himself, but as he shows there, also able to set blocks to set up his teammate, fellow senior, Jeremiah Stafford.
Drake taking the snap and looking left, throwing wide open in the middle was Stafford, but he dropped that one. That was nearly a sure first down for the Blue Wave, and Stafford is kicking himself over that one. You can see it there on the field.
Yeah, Stafford usually a good receiving back as well. He's had a few touchdowns on the year, more than just running it out of the backfield, so a surprising drop there from Stafford.
And the handoff to Ty Kaminsky is stopped for only a gain of 1 by a combined effort from number 2 Barrett Schmitz and Vin Cognetta, number 4 and the senior co-captain.
Well, Schmitz got in there first. He's able to get Kaminsky's legs in. Cognetta finishes off the tackle.
Third and 9 conversion attempt here.
I would expect a throw here from the Blue Wave.
Nickel look for the Rams, bringing the extra DB. And that's Christopher Bopp on the breakup. Drake had Lesperance coming across the middle, but Bopp able to make the play.
Looked like contact might have come a bit early there from Bopp, but he gets away with it. Pass falls incomplete, and it will be 4th and long for the Blue Wave.
Normally when you have such a big receiver like Jake Wilson, he's not able to get as many of those interference calls.
Will we see the pooch kick here?
Yeah, Drake drops back. Would expect that once again.
And he's going to muff that one and try and kick it out. Kicks it out of bounds at the 41.
Yeah, less than ideal play there for the Blue Wave as Drake just has to boot it off sideways and able to at least get it over the 50, so New Canaan won't start in plus territory, but either way, not what Darien was going for there.
I mean, so many times New Canaan's been, the pooch kick has been effective. It's really the first time today that it hasn't worked that well.
I believe it's the first kick from Drake that hasn't given New Canaan a field position within their 20-yard line, so a great opportunity here for the offense to signal a change.
Drake had his second punt, or his second attempted pooch punt, which wasn't so great, but he has pinned New Canaan inside the 5 twice. For a non-punter, not bad at all.
Hard hit there by Cole Murphy on Vin Cognetta. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and long. Run game still almost non-existent for the Rams. And now they're going to bring out 2 backs like Darien has.
And Cunny is going to look to throw. He's scrambling here out of the pocket and going to toss this one up and over the head of Andrew Rechteman, the intended receiver.
New Canaan looking to go for Alex Benevento out of the backfield, but Darien all over that, and New Canaan had to improvise.
3rd and 9 here. About to see if New Canaan can show the change. Only a 12.5% success rate on 3rd downs, a staggering statistic.
Shirley going to the air once again.
And it's going to be 3rd and even longer here, as I would imagine. Yeah, the initial signal New Canaan jumped, which is going to make this even longer.
Almost assuredly go into the air here.
Well, the run game has not been successful so far for New Canaan, so you can only assume that Cunny will be looking to some of his receivers here.
Alex Benevento has been the guy here for New Canaan today.
Cunny throwing down and into the ground at the feet of Salert. Not a great throw. And that's going to bring up 4th and 14 and bring Ty Groff back out onto the field.
Yeah, so after a quick offensive start by both teams, Darien scoring 2 touchdowns early, New Canaan getting 10 points up there. Both teams have kind of slowed down. Defenses have got into the rhythm, and much more reminiscent to the Turkey Bowl, a game of field position here in the 2nd quarter and into this early minutes of the 3rd.
On that 2nd down, Darien did not get the sack, but they got a lot of pressure in there, and Cunny was feeling the pressure.
And a couple really fortunate bounces being guarded there by number 29, Griffin Gentner.
What was not a great punt by Ty Groff there turned out all right because it got a New Canaan bounce after New Canaan bounce. So Darien going to start deep in their own territory.
Punters having massive impacts on this game, even if it is more of an improvised punter in the form of Miles Drake for Darien. And handed off to Kaminsky again, but he is stopped and only picks up about half a yard there.
I'm sure the key in the locker room for New Canaan at halftime was that you can't let Comiskey beat you. You got to make Darien go to the air. Ned Brady on the stop, anchoring both the offensive and defensive line in this game.
Kaminsky and Stafford lining up. And handed off to Kaminsky again, who picks up a few more yards on this one, and the first down, actually. He makes it up to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it's just, we said it from the top, Kaminsky has to get going for Darien to get going in this game, and compared to the Turkey Bowl, Kaminsky has done just that. So take another look here at his rush there.
And Kaminsky trying to make his way around the outside and taken down and out for no gain.
That's one of the most eventful no gains I've seen in a long time. Dylan Murray finally able to bring him down on the edge.
It will be a loss of a yard, actually. The play coming up here with only Kaminsky in the backfield. Looks like he's going to be a blocker as Drake is under pressure, and he airs that one up, and it is caught by Darien.
Jake Wilson on the reception, the tight end, really held quiet throughout this game so far and in the Turkey Bowl, but huge play there with Drake under pressure.
Yeah, just a Darien passing attack that has not been what it has been all year in the two New Canaan games. As you take another look here, Drake able to get out of the pocket, something he's done so well all year, and then just air one out over the top. And a great catch by Jake Wilson there to come down with that one. Really the first big passing play we've seen from the Blue Wave today. Something that has been so big to their offense, thinking back to that St. Joe's game, that Wilton game, even that Newtown game a little.
You can't teach size there. Wilson had 50 pounds and 3 inches on Chris Bopp. Those 50-50 balls, Wilson going to come down with it more often than not.
Wilson just has been such a big part of this Darien offense all year, and he shows why there.
And back on the field here, the rush by Kaminsky being stopped for no gain.
I know by all that long, blonde, flowing hair, you can't confuse them, but that actually was Jeremiah Stafford on the carry.
My apologies. Drake dropping back here and throwing to the open Matthew Minikis, who looks to juke out Riley Gardner. Wasn't able to, but still picks up the first down within 3 yards of the end zone.
Yeah, Minikis getting a reception there that's so big. Back to that Wilson throw, though. It was a 52-yard reception, which is more yards than Darien had through the air in the entire first half. So just a huge play there to set up what is now a 1st and goal from the Darien, or from the New Canaan 4.
Double back set once again for the Wave.
Handed off to Jeremiah Stafford, who makes his way around the outside for the 3rd time in this game. Touchdown, Blue Wave.
There's a flag on the field, but that looks like it might go against New Canaan.
It's going to be a holding call, I believe, on the Blue Wave. So Stafford won't get his 3rd touchdown of the game on the board. You take another look here. Either way, though, Darien still knocking on the door.
Looks like that one called on Jalen Lesperance.
Darien going to get backed up to the 10-yard line here for first and goal once again.
I'm sure Darien, they're willing to use all 4 downs here.
And Jeremiah Stafford gets the flick. He reverses it all the way around the edge and looked like he stepped on someone's face. There's 3 flags out on the field here.
Waiting for the official call. Either way, a wonderful play by Jeremiah Stafford to turn what was a broken option pitch, reverse back across the field, and just make something out of what looked like was going to be a big loss for the Blue Wave.
New Canaan had him dead to rights, but he's able to turn on the burners and get to the edge. Looks like it will be negated, though.
We'll see what the penalties are. One of the assistant referees on the near side is talking to the head official and indicating some sort of stepping. There's 2 flags on the turf. We'll see what either call is here momentarily.
My eyes may have deceived me, but it looked like Stafford tried to hurdle over Gardner, who was on the ground, and may have caught Gardner on the head with his cleat. Not entirely sure, but we can look at the instant replay here. Really good work by Stafford to change directions and momentum.
You're also going to have a block in the back by Bo Hancock. Just caught Dylan Blair from behind, sorry.
And the ball is going to be moved back quite a few yards there and spotted at the New Canaan 23-yard line. And the referee's signal will be coming here.
Still first down. Personal foul for block in the back. It's Bo Hancock, the guilty party.
So the Wave getting moved back once again. They're out to about the 23 or 24-yard line thing. The one thing going for them, both of those penalty plays get negated. So it's still first down, first and goal from the 23.
They're bringing out trips inside to the left.
Drake looking in the air with eons of time and space, and that ball nearly intercepted. Looked like that one was going to be sailing right into the open arms of Jalen Lesperance, but Dylan Murray turning on the burners and getting there just in time.
Drake was under pressure. He just kind of threw it up to Lesperance, thinking he had all the time in the world. Murray said not so fast. Just ran in there and broke off the play. Great hustle play there by Dylan Murphy.
For the Rams, we have an injured Barrett Schmitz on the sideline. Not something you want to see if you're them. Grabbing his right hand. Bo Aaron's checking in for him.
Minikis on the far side in single coverage without a safety. I'd watch that.
And Drake with time in space. He's going to juke out of the tackle from Gardner and pick up a few yards on this play.
Yeah, Minikis was on a corner out there in single coverage. Drake was looking for him the whole way, just not able to get the extra step he needed, so Drake tucks it and goes.
Did a really good job of spinning out of that tackle from Cognetta, who's a force to be reckoned with on both offense and defense, but has been largely negated, minus his touchdown catch. And the short throw over to Kaminsky as he is brought down by Gardner.
4th and 17. Do they have the confidence in Isaac McMillan to kick this field goal? It looks like they do.
So the Blue Wave, the kicking unit seems to be coming on. McMullen is going to come out here and try to attempt what's going to come out to be about a 27-yard field goal attempt. But New Canaan, even if Darien's able to convert this, has to be happy with themselves. You had 1st and 4 from the 4 and were able to get a stop. So a big hold there from New Canaan.
Good work with a combination of penalties to push the Blue Wave back. And the kick is up and good for Darien as they extend their lead to 7. Darien leading 17-10 here with just under 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter on Dunning Field. That's been the first score in quite some time, with both of the defenses making work of the opposing offenses.
Yeah, Darien only up 7 here. It feels like a lot more, though, just in the way this second half has gone. Points have been hard to come by, really, besides. And early in the first quarter, both defenses settled into what has been a defensive battle. So the tying touchdown from New Canaan might be hard to come by here with just under 16 minutes left here in this one overall. Under 4 left here in this 3rd quarter.
If you're Darien, you get that huge reception by Jake Wilson. You certainly want to come out with 7, make it a 2-score game, but.
And the kick by McMullen is up to Alex Benevento, who takes it to the 32-yard line. Benevento, one of the only sophomores on the New Canaan Rams football team, a roster full with over 90 players.
Tell you here, I got my call charts out in front of me, and New Canaan's got an extra page on each one compared to Darien. Just a huge roster here for the Rams.
The Rams offense making their way back out onto the field.
A name on the Darien defense we have not said a lot today is Dave Abanchek. He's on the near side of the defensive line there, number 9. I'd watch out for him as this one goes on.
And, well, there he is. Fantastic call there, Peter. Wrapping up Connor Bailey for a loss of 5 on that one.
Yeah, he's a player on this Darien team that if he stays quiet, he doesn't stay quiet for long, as you see him get in the backfield there and able to drop him in the backfield.
He had 14 sacks in the regular season. His brother, Mark Ivanchik, the career leader for sacks in the state of Connecticut, with 66.5.
Cunny with Cognetta in the backfield. He drops back and lofts it over to Cognetta. And Cognetta picks up a few yards, but only brings it back to the original line of scrimmage for a 3rd and 10 attempt coming up.
Ivanchek once again able to get in there and bring down Cognetta to set up this 3rd and 10. You see it on your screen, the heavy favorites, Fairfield Prep, starting to run away with that game against Shelton, 24-3 now as they enter that 3rd quarter.
That was tied up at 3 going into halftime. Surprising to see how quickly Prep's been able to take care of.
Cunny rolling out to his right and under deep pressure, throws that one up, and it's caught by...
That's Hunter Telesco on the reception, wearing number 16 instead of his normal number 33.
Really good work by him, and good work by Cunny to make it out of a sticky situation there with one of the D linemen coming right at him.
Cole Murphy was draped all over him. He kind of just chucked it down the field and sees his man, and Telesco comes down with it.
Handed off here and
Ball's on the
stripped
ground.
out and picked up by Darien. That is going to be a fumble recovered by John Cesar, the senior cornerback.
Joe Caesar, the senior cornerback, able to get in there and recover the fumble. And that's a huge play for Darien. Brendan's talked about it. You got to win the turnover battle, it seems like, if you want to win these Turkey Bowl games and these rivalry games. And just a huge one there for Darien to force the 2nd turnover of the day. Of course, Robert McElhouse with the interception in the first half.
And New Canaan came into this game with 3 turnovers on the year, 2 here today.
And Drake, Minikis was signaling, why am I not getting the ball? Minikis gets the ball, and he picks up 7 yards there on the screen.
Ryan Wernerberg was in coverage, and when the pocket collapsed, he went after Drake, leaving Minikis open.
Ty Kaminsky and Miles Drake in the backfield. Lobbed over to Kaminsky, who makes his way around the outside and picks up the first down.
This is something Darien has started to do more here. Try to get some pitch plays, try to get some screens, some just ways to get the edge earlier here. You saw the pitch there with Kaminsky.
And it's been working. Both of their touchdowns did come from Jeremiah Stafford beating the New Canaan defense around the edge, and Ty Kaminsky has made work of these plays as well. Hand it off once again to none other than Ty Kaminsky, who barrels down for the 8-yard rush.
2nd and short here, no better down to take a shot. And that's what you really got to limit if you're New Canaan. You can't let Darien get in these situations where they can take a shot. Minikis has been quiet so far, only 3 receptions.
And Kaminsky taking it once again and finding the first down.
You mentioned it, Brendan. Minikis has had a quiet day on that far side. New Canaan has started shading a safety over there. They leave Minikis in single coverage, but they have some safety help, which really helps shut down Minikis. They did a very similar thing in the Turkey Bowl.
Kaminsky with 70 yards on the game, an average of 4.1, but it feels like a lot more. Here he is taking it again, and he barrels through for the first down.
And this is the kind of Darien football that anyone who's watched games this year has known to come and love, just barreling the ball forward with Kaminsky. Even if you get in his way and get some contact as they do at the line of scrimmage, he's still able to pick up another 2 or 3 yards. Kaminsky just been so dominant as he has another one there.
Brought down, though, and looks like
that's going to bring an end to the 3rd quarter. Darien not in too much of a hurry, and New Canaan holding up the 4s. They know it's game time. Stick around to see how this one turns out.
Darien clinging on to that 7-point lead, 17-10 here, headed into the 4th. It's going to be a good one as we finish. Points have been hard to come by since that first quarter and the 2 opening drives where Darien scored both of their touchdowns. Just the 1 field goal since for the Blue Wave. It's enough to give them the lead, though, as they take a lead 17-10 headed into this 4th quarter.
And Matthew Minikis is getting stretched out over on the other side of the field. He seemed to be a little banged up on a reception earlier on the drive, and getting stretched out here on the sideline. New Canaan bringing in a bit of a heavier set here with A.J. Bell and Luke Thomas, as well as Javi Perez Soto checking in for that front 7.
Well, both teams in their respective huddles. 12 minutes left to play in this game.
Looks like the winner of this one is going to take on Fairfield Prep. Of course, that result not final yet, but Prep up last time we heard 24-3. So it seems like they'll have that one in hand. This was always expected to be the closer of the 2 semifinals in Class LL here today. and it has proven to be true. But Darien knocking on the door, trying to take a 2-score advantage here. Look for Drake to throw the ball here. And
that one is going to be a offsides on Jake Wilson.
See, Darien tried a hard count. Looked like both teams jumped, but it was obvious that Wilson jumped first. And Darien's going to get backed up 5 here and make this a more difficult chance to score.
Penalties in the red zone. Each of the last 2 drives affecting the Wave.
Single back set with Kaminsky. Drake has done a lot of throwing out of this set.
And Drake is going to scramble and throw it to the feet of Kaminsky, who cannot bring that one in. And he pounds the ground in frustration.
Yeah, uncharacteristic low throw there, a complete miss by Drake. I mean, he has been nursing an injury. He wasn't in full practice headed into the Turkey Bowl. Maybe that has an effect on it. Maybe it's just an anomaly from Drake there.
I think that he might have just thrown that one away. Brady and Perez Soto were both in the backfield on that play, but throwing it at the feet of Kaminsky, limiting any losses. Nickel look here for the Rams.
And Stafford with the ball, trying to make his way around the outside and pushed out of bounds by Dylan Murray. A sign of respect as they talk to each other.
It's going to bring up 4th down here, and Isaac McMullen trots back out onto the field. 1 for 1 today on field goals and 2 for 2 on extra points.
He hit from a similar distance earlier a few drives ago to give Darien this 17-0 lead. Although he struggled throughout the year, we'll see if he can repeat the result and make it a 10-point game for the Blue Wave.
Almost no wind, almost perfect conditions for kicking.
And this one is going to be up and no good. Might have jinxed him there, Peter. But this is going to bring the Rams offense back out onto the field around the 20-yard line.
McMullen with just not enough power there on that one to get it up and good. So the Rams will take over, just down 7 here.
An extra 3 points on the scoreboard would have made it a 2-score game for New Canaan and could have had catastrophic consequences for them.
It's a big spot here for the New Canaan offense, a team that just has 17 rushing yards total on the day and just 112 through the air. So Darien has been winning the yardage battle all day, and just recently the New Canaan offense not able to get a lot going.
Well, they only just picked up 1 more rushing yard there, courtesy of Vin Cognetta. Still not enough. 2nd and 9 coming up.
I think that if New Canaan wants to get back on the board once again, they got to win one-on-ones with these Darien corners. It seems like the run game's almost non-existent, and
well, comparing the two, Vin Cognetta with 1.8 average yards per play. That throw too wide of Jack McPhillips, and going to bring up 3rd and 9.
You see on the sideline there, 2 assistant coach at UConn under Jim Moore Jr.'s new staff. That's E.J. Burrell and John Marinelli. Marinelli, the former coach of Greenwich High School.
Marinelli, also coach of, also
matchup.
Son of New Canaan head coach Lou Marinelli. And Marinelli spoke to Game Time CT this week, and he said that it's his goal to get the best players in Connecticut to stay home for
Connie
college.
lofting this one up, and it's intercepted by number 4, Joe Caesar, once again.
Yeah, that's Joe Caesar's 2nd interception on the day, giving Darien the ball back once again in plus territory. Joe Caesar proving clutch for the Blue Wave today.
Connie under a lot of pressure, as you can see there, lofting it up, hoping for something, and Jack McPhillips just being beat out by Caesar, who's had a fantastic and really solid game so far.
McPhillips listed at 6'1", Caesar listed at 6 foot, so similar in height there. McPhillips not able to overcome Caesar in underneath coverage on an underneath thrown ball.
And I don't blame Coney for trying to make a play there. He held silent most of the second half. And
Kaminsky picking up more and more yards, adding up to his tally on the game, and moves the chains once again.
And this really is what we have seen from Ty Kaminsky all year in Darien football, with the exception of the Turkey Bowl. It's get hit at the line, but plow forward and pick up a significant amount of yardage after contact.
And as this game goes on, this defense for New Canaan gets worn down more and more. What New Canaan excelled in so much in the Turkey Bowl is that they won the time of possession battle. Certainly not the case here today.
Pitched over to Stafford, who makes his way around the outside, jukes the New Canaan defense. Never mind, he is out of bounds. Looked like a sure touchdown, and really fantastic work there, minus the step out of bounds. Still going to be a first down for the Blue Wave within one down territory.
It was a great job of Jake Wilson to set the edge there. Perfect seal, and Stafford had plenty of room to run.
Cole, you asked me at the top what was Darien's keys. I said set up Ty Kaminsky, because even that play, a run by Stafford, is set up because the New Canaan defense has to sell out on Ty Kaminsky to stop him, which gives Stafford the edge.
Well, there he was again, Ty Kaminsky, almost getting sick of saying his name so much. He's been at the heart of this Darien offense and picks up another few yards there.
Two big stats. Darien with 312 offensive yards in this game now. New Canaan, 130. And the other one, Darien rushing the time of possession battle. They're up to 23 minutes with the ball. New Canaan just 14. So a big differential there that is proving to be the difference in this game.
Darien knocking on the doorstep once again.
And Miles Drake taking his time here, but giving it to Kaminsky, who is in the pile, and the ball is out. He was down first around the 1 yard line, still picking up yards.
You could see him there. He's calling for it once again.
Look for Darien to give this ball to Kaminsky and Stafford and just try to punch it in right up the gut. Maybe they try something to find the edge, but in all likelihood, I think this ball just gets right into the hands of Ty Kaminsky.
Absolutely. He's been the driving force behind this possession for the Wave, and he certainly wants to cap it off himself.
And hand it off to Kaminsky as he jumps over the pile, and touchdown Blue Wave. Takes their score up to 23-10. The Blue Wave on top.
And that's a big one, pending the extra point, trying to make this a two-touchdown lead for the Blue Wave. Just over 8 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. That would be quite the comeback for New Canaan.
And that's 16 unanswered points for the Wave. New Canaan led 10-7 earlier on, and it's been all Wave since then.
Been an impressive offensive display from them, picking up yards slow and steady, but making it. And the kick is up and emphatically good from McMullen. This game is now a full two-score game. New Canaan trailing 24-10. Well, that was a 40-yard drive on 8 plays, an average of 5 yards per play, and that's all come from the rushing game from the Blue Wave.
Yeah, when you can set it up and average just over 5 yards a carry, it's a Darien team that becomes near impossible to stop going into the end zone. The other thing, this is a senior class that has never seen the varsity football team beat New Canaan in a state-sanctioned game. They lost last week, and they were hunting for revenge today, coming out to this 24-10 lead with under 8.5 minutes left in the fourth. It looks like they might accomplish that feat.
this kick up and into the arms of Connor Bailey as he is wrapped up and brought down at the 30. Well, Brendan, if you were in that huddle right now, what do you think is the New Canaan play here?
They really got to go to the air. There's not that much time left on the clock. Only 8 minutes remaining, but with how Darien's offense has been playing, you really got to get going.
Here is Cunny. Cognetta stepping into a wide receiver position. No one else in the backfield. And Cunny with pressure, lofts it up, but it is caught by Hunter Telesco for a first down and a gain of 19.
It looked like Caesar was chasing his third interception of the game there, but Telesco able to come sliding in and make that completion.
And the snap is up, and Cunny takes it, gets about 2 yards on the quarterback sneak.
New Canaan, they might go to the hurry up here on their touchdown drive earlier in the game. That's what they really saw success with, and they're able to replicate that here in this game once again. It could be able to get some points on the board.
Well, Cunny looking to make his way around the outside, and he does, picking up the first down.
Stays in bounds, clock's still running. They will give him the first down.
They will, in fact, move the chains. It looked like the initial spot was short, but they will pick up the first down.
And Cunny looking right, staying right, and throwing over the head of Max Alert. And out of bounds.
It doesn't need to be said how big of a drive this is for the Rams. If you don't at least get a field goal here, it really feels like this game starts to get out of reach. Approaching the 7-minute mark here in the fourth quarter.
Well, Peter,
tougher and tougher comeback.
Peter, I think it's almost touchdown or bust here. 7 minutes on the clock. Darien's been running the ball better than they have in each of the 2 games so far this year, and they can certainly run a lot of time off the clock when they gain the ball again.
Cunny scrambling and throwing it up. It's nearly intercepted again by Caesar. What a game he's having. He does bat it down, of course.
Joe Caesar is a name who is not a name we've called that much this year, especially compared to Alec Medwar, but Caesar having quite the day today. 2 interceptions and almost a third twice on this drive.
New Canaan 2 and 12 on third downs. It's been a story of failure tonight. I hate to say it. On those third downs. And that one is intercepted by Caesar. Third interception for him. And the 4th turnover on the night for New Canaan.
Joe Caesar came into this game with 4 interceptions on the year, adding 3 to that total today. And just a huge play by the Blue Wave here that might act as the dagger in this one.
Cunny came into this game with 2 interceptions on the year. He has 3 more today, and 2 of them to Joe Caesar, the other to Robert McElhose.
And this ball will be stopped for a gain of only 2 on the rush.
And now if you're New Canaan, you really got to force a 3-and-out here from the Blue Wave and get the ball back quickly. You don't have time to let Darien go on a long drive, even if it didn't end in points. Just not enough time left on the clock.
At some point, you got to think, when does Coach Lou Marinelli start calling timeouts?
It's a little early. There still is over 6 minutes to start burning through your timeouts. But especially if they get the ball back and the Blue Wave come back with it, I would think on that drive.
Well, that's not going to help the New Canaan team here. Ty Kaminsky picking up yards again. 8 yards on this rush, bringing up a 3rd and 2. Sorry, 6 yards on the rush.
Darien got to think they're just going to run down the play clock as far as they can here, try to milk as much time as possible off this one.
It does look like it, and that's fantastic time management. Giving it to Kaminsky again. He is stopped for a loss here, and it will be 4th and 3 coming up.
Oh, Aaron's in on the stop for the Rams. And Darien goes for it, and they convert here. That likely puts an end to it.
Yeah, Darien's they have the offensive set on the field, but also every time they have done a pooch punt with Miles Drake, they have also had the offensive set on the field. If Drake pooch punts, he takes about 3 steps back out of the shotgun as soon as right before he's about to snap the ball. So I'd look for that as the indication.
That is true, but...
Well, it looks like they're going to call a timeout here, letting the play clock count down.
That is true, but with the way that New Canaan's offense has played in the second half, up 2 scores, if I'm Mike Forget, I'm confident that my defense can hold New Canaan inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I just feel like that's way too much of a risk to take. If you pick up the first down, that would probably just about do it. But also giving New Canaan the ball inside their own 30-yard line is a great way to invite New Canaan back into this game. I would expect Mike Forget to just have the ball booted away, try to flip the field. But there is a reason I'm in the booth and not on the field, so we'll see what happens.
You are right, Peter. It is certainly a much safer play to punt. But as being the Madden head coach that I am, I'm much more inclined to go for it every time.
Well, we're about to find out who is right here. Miles Drake in the pocket with Kaminsky, and
that was an effort by Drake just to get someone on New Canaan to jump and give him the first down, and he will boot this one away.
And that one's going to take a bounce over the head of Bailey. Going to be spotted at the 26-yard line after taking a few fortunate bounces there.
Yeah, Darien very fortunate that ball jumped over the head of the New Canaan receiver and not directly into his chest. So that probably just saved them 5-10 yards.
And even a little bit of time letting the ball roll. And despite the 3 interceptions, this game still lies on the arm of Henry Cunny.
And Cunny under pressure, throwing it up. It's intercepted again by Joe Caesar, number 4 on the game, and he's going to step out of bounds and hold up the number 4.
Caesar's 3rd interception on the day, Darien's 4th as a team. McLahose had the first interception for the Blue Wave. And that's just a huge, huge play by Darien.
My apologies. His 3rd, like you said. Thank you, Peter. But dominant display. Cunny's arm not providing like it did against Southington. He had one of his best passing games all year in the quarterfinals, and this semifinal has been a stark contrast to that.
Yeah, Brendan mentioned at the top, the turnover battle is what decides a lot of these games, and Darien resoundingly winning that battle today.
We saw in the Turkey Bowl, Darien committed 4 turnovers, New Canaan committed 0, and New Canaan came out with a slight victory. The opposite is true today. Darien has committed 1 turnover, New Canaan committed 5, and they're up 2 scores here late in the 4th quarter.
Darien now just going to take their sweet time and try to run this clock out. Joe Caesar's 3rd interception, not just of the game, of this quarter in the 4th quarter, all 3 coming here.
Impressive stuff from him. And on the last drive, it almost looked like he could have had an interception on 2 other plays. Kaminsky making it around the edge here and barreling forwards for a 15-yard rush.
It's playoff games that you count on your seniors to come up with big plays. Joe Caesar has done that today. Ty Kaminsky has done that today. Jeremiah Stafford has done that today for the Blue Wave and just put them in a very good position if they can finish the last 3 minutes of this one off to go home with a win.
Miles Drake as well has done a good job. Apart from the 1 pass to Kaminsky's feet, he's been pretty flawless on the day.
Well,
hasn't been asked a ton of in the air, but
really hasn't had a huge role when you can lean on Kaminsky so much.
He hands it off to Kaminsky once again as Kaminsky breaks tackle after tackle and is only brought down for the 6-yard gain by Bo Aarons. You can see him here breaking 1, 2, 3 tackles before finally being brought down at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Ty Kaminsky having a huge day here in the second matchup between Darien and New Canaan, as the Darien fans running over to the entrance to the field, getting ready to storm the field if Darien's able to close it out in these final 2.5 minutes. Out of town, Prep is still beating Shelton 24-3 in the 4th quarter, so barring any miracles for Shelton, it'll look like the winner of this game will take on Fairfield Prep. St. Joe's also trailing Windsor by 4 with 1 minute left, and Windsor has the ball, so could see an upset there.
St. Joe's led 31-13 earlier in that game, and now in danger of being upset.
2nd and 4 coming up here for the Blue Wave. Drake and Kaminsky in the pocket. Ty Kaminsky running through this Darien, through the New Canaan defensive line. My apologies. And picking up the 1st down.
First down for the Blue Wave. Goal to go from the 10.
Cole, the last time Darien beat New Canaan, it was 2016. That's a game Darien won 37-34 in overtime. This senior class was in 7th grade when that happened, before they were even in the building. They're looking to turn the streak around and take one from New Canaan here in this semifinal matchup.
I was at that game. I remember it clear as day. Darien was up 34-14 early in that game as Drew Pine was freshman quarterback. Came back when he found out it went into overtime. Darien came out on top, but it looks like they're going to do that once again today.
Ty Kaminsky picking up yards again. And both teams, as you can see, 2 timeouts left, and not a lot to work with here for New Canaan.
I mean, Eastern Tennessee State University scored 2 touchdowns in the final 90 seconds of the FCS championship or semifinal game yesterday. So it has been done before at the college level. Down but not out, but in all likelihood, Darien will walk away with this one.
Has been done, but New Canaan not calling timeouts and Darien in victory formation. The last game of football for many of these young men on the field. Certainly a bittersweet feeling for them.
as, of course, New Canaan not wanting it to end in the way it did. Miles Drake will need to take one more knee before Darien is sent on to the finals.
Yep, one more kneel down, and that'll do it.
And that's going to be the game.
Darien will take this one 24-10. And that's just, for the seniors out there, for the entire team, such a rewarding feeling to finally knock off Darien. They're going to make the students wait out the final 13 seconds on the clock before storming this field, but they're rearing to go there on the far side, ready to celebrate this victory for the Blue Wave. And here they come as Darien will move to take on, in all likelihood, Fairfield Prep in the Class LL state final.
And for New Canaan, it's disappointment after beating Darien in the Turkey Bowl and cruising past Southington, not without a little bit of difficulty in that first half. They have fallen in the CIAC semifinals. Final score, Darien 24, New Canaan 10. And back up, bringing you back up into the booth with me, Cole Schubert, alongside me, Peter McLean and Brendan Tiscornia. What a game we've seen here.
Yeah, Darien finally able to get the offense rolling as it did all year against New Canaan. They're able to just get going with the offense, set up Ty Kaminsky, set up Jeremiah Stafford, get some stuff going in the passing game, and especially in this second half, an offensive clinic by the Blue Wave.
And the trend continues. As Peter mentioned, when these two teams have met in the playoffs, the team that won the Turkey Bowl was 1-3, now 1-4. And just being able to see what you did wrong in that first game really gives you an opportunity. It also gives you the chip on the shoulder, and Darien able to take advantage of the second meeting between these two teams as they go on to play in the state championship game next Saturday, likely at Trumbull High School.
Really good work by both the Darien offense and defense. But before we go, we do have some second half highlights for you to check out.
This is the long throw to Jake Wilson. Set up that field goal by McMullins in the third quarter.
The first, my apologies, the catch by Hunter Telesco there with Cunny under pressure. And then the fumble, which was recovered by Caesar for his 4 turnovers in this game.
Yeah, that's really a big stat there as you see the Kaminsky one. New Canaan with 5 turnovers, Darien with just 1, which played a huge role, especially down the stretch on this one.
And that one, another interception there by Caesar. And who else but Joe Caesar on this interception. Really dominant work by the Darien defense. Well, before we go, we'd like to extend a very, very large thank you to our senior producer and technical director, Emily Fox. On audio, we had Nick Muhammad. We had Braden Schenk, who did all of our graphics. Really fantastic work from him, as well as Maggie Murphy, Sydney Sibilia, and Jason Bellingham on cameras. Thank you to Michael Marison for his work on replay, and to Armand Ileshi and Tommy Fox for their work as well. And thank you for joining me as well in the booth, Peter and Brendan. It's been a really fun game. Especially thank you to the NCTV advisor, Roman Cebulski, as well as the DAF advisor, Damian Andrew. It's been a pleasure to work on yet another joint broadcast, and hopefully in the coming winter and spring seasons, we will see some more. Well, we will be signing off shortly, but first we would like to thank all of the sponsors, and without them, we really couldn't do what we do.
This game is sponsored by our NC Rams All Sports Booster Club Platinum and Gold sponsors. I'd like to thank our Platinum sponsor, Walter Stewart's. Walter Stewart's Market has supported NC Rams athletics in the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. I'd like to thank our Platinum sponsors, Melissa Rambuya and Kristen Harrow, the premier real estate partnership in Fairfield County for all your real estate needs. I'd like to thank our Platinum sponsors and NCHS alumni, as well as our play-by-plays uncles, Leo and Steve Carl of Car Chevrolet, who have been proud supporters of local athletic programs for generations. Their dealership has been serving Fairfield County since 1927, and their team is ready to assist with all of your automotive needs. We'd like to thank our platinum sponsor, William Fessler Family Dentistry, the dental office for your entire family's dental needs. At William Fessler Family Dentistry, smile, you're in good hands. We'd also like to thank our gold sponsors. Renaissance Partners is a family-owned and New Canaan-based residential building and remodeling company serving all of Fairfield County. Thank you to our gold sponsor, Performance Optimal Health. With advanced level professionals and a team approach to healthcare, their mission is to empower athletes and their families to live better. They offer their congratulations to all teams competing this season. Again, a big thank you to all our sponsors. NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all on New Canaan High School athletics. Go Rams.
Well, it's the final here from Dunning Field. The Blue Wave marching on to the CIAC Class L State Championship game, winning this one against the New Canaan Rams 24-10. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great rest of your Sunday.